Okay, so thanks for the kind introduction. So hi, I'm Keigo Ushiyama. Today I would like to present FeetThrough, a work I did during my internship with Pedro Lopes at the University of Chicago. So we have been focusing on the hand interactions. So now let's look down at feet. Okay, so let's begin. So haptic feedback for feet has been explored by the mechanical actuators like vibration motors you see inside this shoe. So let's have a user try this out. Now, this user is feeling the where to go using haptic navigation. For instance, these vibration motors tell the user to follow a straight line. But wait, let's see if the user steps on uneven ground, like this twig. So we found that users cannot easily separate the vibrations from the device from the sensations of stepping on a twig and the ground. This is actually a big problem because feeding ground features such as the edge of the stairs is crucial to maintain balance. And similarly, the feeding tactile paving is important for low vision people to work outside. So all of which are worsened by vibration motors. So let's try another approach. Using electrotactile stimulation instead of mechanical actuators, haptic information can be presented more clearly. But also, when the user steps on a twig, the user is still able to feel the physical object through the electrodes. So which is why we called our approach FeetThrough. Well, obviously, the importance of feet haptics does not go unnoticed by haptics community. So many projects for feet are out there predominantly using vibration motors, even though they are all successful in delivering haptic information to feet. So they also share the limitations inherent from the use of mechanical actuators. First, the vibration motors are rigid and are embedded into a housing to avoid breaking when you step on them. Second, this rigidity interferes with feeling real ground sensations. Third, the vibration propagates too well inside a foot and causing even more blurry sensations. So to tackle these problems, we took inspiration from FeetThrough approaches for fingertips like tattoo by the Anushat, and so we engineered an electrotactile interface for feet with thin and flexible electrodes. Our approach enables new interactions without any specific shoe devices, which means our approach can also work for the barefoot experiences. Then let me introduce implementation. We used a medical-grade stimulator as the current source to stimulate 60 electrodes that is designed to feed the foot. While I'm showing one example of attachment using tapes, the electrodes can also be attached by sewing them in a sock or pressing them onto our insole of the shoe. So finally, to route one stimulator to 60 electrodes, we made a custom multiplexer which is implemented by using half reach for each electrode. And we realize multi-point stimulations by high-speed switching between the electrodes. So now, then, how did we validate our approach FeetThrough? We conducted 2 user studies. In our first study, we measured how well participants feel the haptic stimulations, electrotactile and vibrotactile, by measuring how each stimulation can allow the participants to separate two concurrent points of the stimulation while actively stepping on the devices itself. As a result, we show the minimal distance where the participants were able to discriminate two-point stimulation. So the lower the result, the better the haptic resolution is. As you can see, the electrotactile, the blue ones, outperformed the vibrotactile in all the conditions in terms of tactile acuity. And then in our second study, we also measured how much the vibrotactile and electrotactile interfered with feeding the physical shapes under our feet. So here, the participants felt virtual and physical shapes by stepping on them simultaneously, and they had to answer what the virtual and physical shapes they felt in every trial. So let's see how well participants answered the shapes. So this plot shows the 3 variations of correct answer ratio. The higher is better. So as you can see, the electrotactile also outperformed vibrotactile in every single condition and in terms of the interference of the devices. So now I want to take a step back and ask a deeper question. Why did we get these results suggesting that electrotactile was better than vibrotactile? I think there are 3 main reasons. First, it's propagation. So electrotactile is achieved by directly stimulating the skin nerves and does not propagate omnidirectionally like mechanical vibrations do. So that is why electrotactile outperforms in terms of tactile acuity. Second, the electrodes we used are inherently thinner and more comfortable to the foot than the rigid vibration motors. So electrotactile has less interference and more feels through. Finally, it's the unnaturalness of the sensations. So, but here is the catch. If we ever tried electrotactile stimulation, you may know it doesn't feel like a mechanical touch sensations because electrotactile stimulation cannot easily target one skin receptor over another. So it ends up stimulating lots of nerves regardless of each function. This is usually a disadvantage for rendering realistic sensations. But in our case, this can be a huge advantage because it can allow the users to separate the haptic information on the foot from the real ground sensations. So now, let me show you a couple of examples of what we can do with this. First, their experience with props. So this user is now feeling the grass prop, but also feeling the virtual sensations, such as stepping on a twig, which he uses to get the apple from the tree. Next, posture correction. So while doing yoga, even barefoot, our system can alert her to the fact she is leaning too much here, so she can notice it and correct her posture. Finally, haptic navigation while working. So this user is now feeling the tactile paving through the shoes and electrodes. Additionally, the haptic guidance simultaneously with electrotactile. When he stepped out the pavement, our system can also augment the ground by presenting the virtual tactile paving to assist him. So in conclusion, I introduced FeetThrough, the idea of using electrotactile stimulation to allow people to feel the haptic information while preserving the real-world sensations. In fact, in the lab I did internship, we're designing haptic interfaces that have same concept as FeetThrough. Our goal is to allow people to feel both real and virtual sensations, so the users do not have to choose between the virtual or real haptics. They can feel both. Okay, so if you want to try FeetThrough, I wrote some demos, so please come talk to me later. Okay, thank you for your attention. I'm happy to take any questions.
Hi, Steve Fine from Columbia University. Thank you very much for your talk. I have a question about sensitivity, and that's that in my experience with trying different things that used electrotactile stimulation, I've noticed a very fine line between barely feeling it or not feeling at all and it becoming painful. And that seems to depend on the amount of perspiration. And a number of people have sweaty feet that might not start sweaty. So what can you do, or what do you do to try to address not having the stimulation be overly stimulating because a person's feet are changing the amount of sweat?
You mean like the foot condition for the electrotactile stimulation, right?
Right. Trying to make sure it's not going to be painful if when they start using the system, their feet are very dry, and then their feet, for whatever reason, get moist.
Yeah, so, yeah, actually, so as you said, electrotactile is strongly affected by the foot condition like sweating or like that. So we definitely need a calibration for each user before using this system. And we have to measure, practically, we have to measure the impedance of the skin for each user dynamically while using this device. But in like the main contribution of this paper is to investigate the differences between the vibrotactile and electrotactile. So by like resolving these issues, I believe the electrotactile can outperform the vibrotactile, and then it is very useful for like anyone like working outside.
Are you measuring the impedance dynamically or only at the start?
Sorry.
Are you measuring the the impedance dynamically or only at the start?
And maybe that constantly. So actually,
And adjusting constantly then?
Yeah. In our paper, we didn't measure, but like in the future, we have to measure the impedance, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Tucker Rigrant from CMU. Thank you for your talk. This it's a little bit of a similar line of questioning, and it comes from my lack of familiarity with this actuator. With this on their feet, are people ticklish? Like, are they getting this sort of response that maybe interferes with directions or feeling other things? And also, did you get any like affective feedback from people about how, like, whether this was a pleasant thing? Like it was very clear, the unnaturalness, it's so interesting, but did they like it?
So you're interested in like qualitative feedback from the participants, right? So yeah, so I'm got some qualitative feedback from the participants in the study too, and then they stated some, like, they felt, after distinguished thing, but they felt some clear, like, pressure sensation, and there is some vibration. So please see the bottom comment. So the first comment. So they felt the electrical stimulation, like, distinguished, but that is why they could tell the difference between the physical one and the electrotactile stimulations. So we have to care about some like painful or tingling sensation, but like electrotactile stimulation is useful for rendering some like haptic information over the physical ground sensations.
Can I just step in to clarify Steve's question? The stimulator that we use and Keigo uses in this paper is special in that every time we are about to stimulate, it sends a test pulse that measures the impedance. And so it's current controlled. So actually, if you sweat, it has a lower voltage. So you'll feel better every single time that you sweat more and more. So it's not voltage control, which would be more painful and require like that complicated calibration, but it's current control with an impedance test every time.
All right, let's thank Keigo again for great presentation. Thank you very much.